Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Money League. The season's done, Harjus, but again, a lot of injuries. We need to give injury updates. And of course, a lot of big games still left. Harjus joining us from his super awesome clinic in Vancouver. How are you today, Harjus?
I'm doing good. I can't complain. Happy to be done work. Wrapping it up with a little a podcast here. Give everybody an update. But I know there's big games left, but it also kind of sucks. Everything's winding down. Hockey, basketball,
Yeah,
soccer.
yeah.
Sucks.
Well, June and July, kind of a dead month. Oh, but it's not dead for Man City yet. They have two more
No.
games. They won the Premier League handily, of course.
Yeah.
They have the Champions League coming up this Saturday, and then FA Cup coming as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're going for it all, right? Like they're trying to
Yeah.
have the greatest season ever, arguably one of the best seasons, for any
Uh huh.
European team in this century, let's say. We won't go too
Yep.
far back because then there's too much debate.
Uh
But
huh.
outside of, let's say, Invincibles, maybe Man U treble, Barcelona, some of their dominance, and then Madrid, I don't know. Bayern had a treble in there too, I guess. It's
Oh,
right in that class if they
yeah.
win it all.
Yep. By the way, sorry about the dates. So June 3rd, they play Man United for the FA Cup
June
final,
10th.
and June 10th, they play Inter for the Champions League final. So again, June is going to be a big month for City. That could be again a treble, and I think it'll be great. Okay. As expected, United finished third, Arsenal finished second, Newcastle fourth, Liverpool five. I think that was all predictable a little much, maybe like a different order, but those are the five teams. Chelsea, disaster of a season, and hopefully they'll come back. Looks like they're going to spend more money.
Well, yeah, I mean, I saw that they're going to try to go after Vinicius. I don't think Madrid will sell him,
Oh,
but that's
no
that's the
way.
rumor I caught this morning. So
No
looks like
way. No
they're
way.
reaching way into their pocket. No alligator arms out there in Chelsea.
No way. But dude, they're not even in the Champions League, not even in Europa League. So it's really
No.
tough. Again, Liverpool, like even though they didn't make the Champions League, I love this quote from Jurgen Klopp. I think it was like last week or something. Someone asked him like, hey, if a player comes to you and asks like you're not in the Champions League, I need a transfer, and Klopp's response was, I will drive the person directly to the club myself.
Yeah. No, it's good. You want guys who want to be there. You got to ride the
Yeah.
Dons too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look, nobody wants to go to Albania on a Thursday, but you might
Yeah.
have to go out to Albania on a Thursday.
Yeah.
It's still very respectable competition once you're out of the group stage because you get the teams that come down from Champions League and there's significant money. And depending on next season goes, if you win, you get a spot in the Champions League, right? So,
Hmm.
and you have to dethrone Sevilla, who's like always there all the time, and won Europa League again today.
Yep. Um, okay. By the way, did you hear like a lot of rumors around? Looks like Harry Kane has been slapped with the price of 100 million pounds. I don't think United's going to match that. We would rather go for Neymar because of better marketing around the world. And then McAllister to Liverpool, that's been brewing for a while. He's not going to be with Brighton. I don't know, like he's like a doppelganger for Messi. I don't know if you looked at that photo.
I
He
know,
is.
yeah. I follow
So
Brighton closely. I find Brighton very interesting how they do things. So they just
yes.
seem to find these cheap South Americans that turn into studs
Hmm. Yep.
regularly.
So and of course, Man City is going to get their top targets as usual.
I wonder if
Bell
Kane goes there. As weird as that sounds, with Holland there, I don't know why.
Yeah, but there is just too much money. I don't think City is going to pay another 100 million for their front like nine, and then pay him like a weekly wage over Holland. I think it'll be tough. And he's 30 years old. Like, let's be clear, he's going to be great, and he has like
That's
another
what.
two to
Yeah.
three more years.
I know it's odd, but I do wonder if that drives his like valuation down. Like,
Maybe.
let's not forget when Ronaldo went to Juve. I think
Yeah.
Juve didn't pay that much, and they got a inform Ronaldo who was still good
Mm-hmm.
at
Yep.
Juve, right,
Yep.
for a few years. So
But Juve
Kane's
didn't
not
have
even that old.
anybody, dude. Man City has. Oh my God, they have
They have
so this.
endless pockets, right? So it's like,
That's true.
I don't think Kane leaves England. And so if Man U maxes out with Neymar,
Hmm.
and Chelsea is looking at other pieces, and then I don't know if Liverpool would do it. It just doesn't seem like the right fit or desire that Klopp or anybody out there would have. I just wonder if by process of elimination he gets stuck with City.
I don't know. I think he wants to play for United. So I think we'll see. Again, United has
Maybe
done
Newcastle.
jumbo.
They're rich. Why not just go
Yeah,
there?
that's true. That's true. But again, Newcastle or Tottenham.
Champions League
So
or what are they? Conference League? Tottenham?
I think so.
Yeah.
Did they even make that? I'm not sure.
Maybe not. No, I think
They,
maybe they missed.
yeah,
I
they
think
missed that
Brighton
one
got
too.
it.
They finished number 8, so no way they
Yeah,
missed that
Brighton
one
got
too.
it. Sorry.
Yep,
Sorry. Yeah.
Brighton got that. Okay, Harters, off season, 2 months for soccer, and it's gonna fly by like that. It's not like NFL where we have like 6 months left. So, what are your thoughts for the off season? What are the main injuries? Do you want to do the top 5 injuries?
Sure. I mean, we're just kind of picking in a general sense for the EPL here, but I mean, if we had to take kind of maybe the most important injury just from like the severity of the injury and the importance to the team, when we look at Arsenal to start, right? You got Martinelli, who's currently injured. And so the latest was I think he was like still stuck in a boot. I think even if he got injured today, and as long as it wasn't like a severe kind of grade 3 high ankle sprain, something along those lines, I still think he should be fit for the start of the season. Whether he's fit when they reconvene, there's still a small chance he's not. But overall, I think Arsenal fans should have a small amount of concern, and I do think Martinelli will be fully healthy. But again, we don't know the exact nuances, and it sounds like he's still in a boot. So we'll see. Hopefully, the 2 months does him well, and it's like the right window. It also might be a situation where if he's had too much time off, even though they're playing matches in the preseason, he might not feature in any early matches in their preseason campaign.
Yep. So Martinelli is a big name. What about Liverpool?
Yeah, so for Liverpool, again, they're another club that's not going into the offseason fully fit. But the one that we think is the most significant for them is Thiago's injury. So he sounds like had a sports hernia surgery at the start of May, maybe mid-May, kind of went into there. If it was sports hernia, we're kind of looking at best case 8 weeks, even into 12 weeks. But sometimes it's longer, depending on the recovery goes post-surgery. So he sort of falls into that window as well of like, okay, definitely not fit in June. Is he potentially out there at some point in July? If not, okay, when's he going to be fit in August, right? Because then the season starts again. So, Thiago's someone that's a bit concerning in the sense that it wouldn't surprise me if he's declared not fit even for the opening match for Liverpool when next season starts.
Yep. We'll see. I think that's like you mentioned. That's a big injury for Liverpool. That even cost them to lose a couple of games. I think he would have been a big factor for Liverpool this season. Next, let's jump on to United. Of course, United has a lot of injuries, but in your opinion, what's the most the tough injury we're looking at for a comeback? I know other injuries like Anthony Martial is injured, but I don't think he's going to be in the team. They're going to try. They're going to sell him. So what injury are we looking out for Man United?
Well, I think the big one with the FA Cup final looming is Anthony, right? So the latest update is that there's a chance that he is still fit for the FA Cup final. I think it's going to be tough. I think it is. I mean, I do know that on the flip side, there's nothing to save him for. He's going to be fit for next season. But I just think like if the injury is as significant as expected based on our short there from Dr. Atanda, I think it's going to be really hard to turn around, even in a best case scenario, like a nice grade 1 kind of high ankle sprain. I think it's really tough to turn around and play in 1 week. So I think.
What about start of next season? Do you think he'll be fine?
I think he'll be fine.
Okay.
I think if they're giving him a chance to play in the fact they're giving him a chance to play in the FA Cup final means that the scan is probably good enough that they're not really concerned about next season.
Okay. Let's run over we kind of talked about our top 5. The 4 and 5, of course, they're not in Europe, either Europa League or Champions League. Tottenham and Chelsea. What are your thoughts on Tottenham? And let's talk about Chelsea after that.
Yeah. So, Hugo Lloris, kind of same thing, right? It was a groin, hip, pelvis area. They shut him down kind of early May there, right? And said things weren't good. Hopefully his therapy and things go well. This is a downside of such a short off season for soccer, is that it could be a situation where he's not fit for the start of next year as well, kind of the way we talk about Thiago. But again, it's going to depend on how therapy goes. Keepers, although they're not running as much, still have to kick the ball a lot, right? So if it is one of these like sports hernia situations, you can't have a keeper out there who can't kick, right? So it's still
Is he even gonna be with Tottenham?
I think he stays.
Okay.
I think he stays.
Uh,
Yeah.
So what about Chelsea? Chelsea, oh my God, they had like 10 to 12 injuries in Jan.
Yeah.
Looks like a lot of players like came back, like Pulisic came back, Mason Mount came back, but again he's out again. I think he wants to be out of Chelsea, so maybe
Yeah.
another reason for him to take a break. What are your thoughts on Chelsea? What's the player we need to keep an eye on for a major injury?
Yeah, so I mean, their season went sideways, and a big component of that was injuries. I think the biggest one is N'Golo Kante. I think that was the biggest reason for France didn't win the World Cup either, and I think it had obviously a negative impact on Chelsea. The latest thing was that when they
France
were in training,
France didn't have Lloris either.
right, right,
Yeah.
right, yeah. So I mean, it might have been enough of a factor. I mean, we're not going to throw it back that far, but you never know. Maybe Conte would have put the glove, to use an NBA analogy, on Messi, and that's it. France strolls to an easy victory in the World Cup final. Honestly, like, I think he's that type of guy who could have made that type of
Yeah,
difference for them.
100%. Oh, you're forgetting Pogba. He was not there for France either. Okay, that's like another sidetrack. We're going into
Yeah,
tangents
we're going
here.
too far into the
Okay,
France
so
things here.
yeah,
For
yeah.
Chelsea, I
So
think Conte's the biggest one. It sounds like it
okay,
was a groin strain. I don't think
okay,
the injury is going to be severe enough that he's not fit for the start of next season. But
yeah,
again, the tough part is a short off season, so you want to give them an appropriate recovery too. So as much as, yes, there's a rehab component to getting fit, you also want to get a break. Conte's the type of guy who's got a lot of miles on his legs because he plays so much for the national team as well. And unfortunately, the European national teams play so many games between qualifiers for Europe, qualifiers for World Cup, and the Nations League, which I personally don't find stupid, but I know a lot of people do because I kind of enjoy Nations League
well,
matches.
that's true. And plus, most teams like go on like a U.S. tour, a North America tour, an Asia tour, an Australia tour. So teams are going to they're going to be busy June and mid July, and then they have like literally 2 to 3 weeks to warm up for the season. So and then yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting off season, especially with the World Cup in December, kind of like a compressed off season. A lot of transfer, dude. Lot of
Quick
transfer
transfer
news.
too. Like, this is a quick
Yeah,
window. Like, these guys
quick
get to
window.
work, make stuff happen. If step or plan A doesn't work, okay, what's plan B? Let's go to that. You
Yeah.
know.
Yep. Well, I think that's pretty much it for the show, everyone. Harjas, thanks again for all the injury analysis. Starting next week, we'll kind of start analyzing the transfers and kind of like going behind their injury like history and see is it a good fit and things like that. We'll kind of like try to do like 10 to 20 players every week and go from there.